Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Teeny Tinies Teeny Dessert Display. 20 pieces. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here on the top, we got the Peg Hook Peggy thing. And then on the top flap, Teeny Tinies Teeny Dessert Display, 20 pieces. On the front, Teeny Tinies. And then it says, Adult Supervision Required, ages 6 and up. 20 pieces. And then there's a nice big window showcasing everything that you get in the box. One set. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. Teeny Dessert Display, RMS. On the bottom, Teeny Tinies, Made in China prints, some other prints, and how it's distributed, and a barcode. On this side, Teeny Tinies with a selection of what's in the box, Teeny Dessert Display. On this side, Teeny Tinies, and again, another selection of stuff that comes in the box, Teeny Dessert Display. And then on the back, Teeny Tinies, Teeny Dessert Display, adult supervision is still required, ages 6 and up. Teeny Dessert Display includes 20 teeny pieces. And it goes through everything that's in here, and it says 20 pieces right there. So you got chocolate mousse, berry mousse, bonbons, strawberry roll, cannoli, cinnamon roll, sliced berry cake, 2 cupcakes, cookies, berry tart, flan cake, bundt cake, berry cake, red velvet cake, blueberry frosted cake, strawberry cake, a menu, and the display case. That, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the accessories, and we'll start with the biggest piece. Usually I don't, but you'll see why I do in a minute. So I have to say, it's a nice little display rack made out of some clear plastic with some, colored shelves in there and 2 cake display pans. It's got a little bit of molded detail down here at the bottom. The shelves appear to be glued in. You can see right here there's a little bit of glue slop. Not a big deal though. The only thing I could see being a big deal about this piece is this clear plastic. And as you can see right there, it's reflecting the light pretty bad. So that could be an issue if you're using this for photography. But for the most part, I'd have to say this looks pretty good. I mean, it's a nice little shelf piece. And then next up, we have the dessert menu. And as you can see, the prices are just in dollar signs, so it may change daily. I don't know, because it is a chalkboard looking piece, and this is just a sticker on here. I'm sure these signs they probably used in other sets that I haven't seen, or maybe that they're just planning on using it. But as you can see, everything's on here. Flan cake, it's $double. Berry mousse is $double. Strawberry roll is $double. Berry cake, $double. Strawberries, $double. But a cinnamon roll is only $single. Berry tart is $single. Bonbons are $single. And cupcakes, $single. Not saying that costs $1, but there you have it. So let's take a look at this one. This is the berry cake, and it could have used a little bit of deco where that frosting mold is, but it looks like all the deco went on the top, and it didn't even get on the sides of the berries and stuff over here but you know, from a distance, it's not that big of a deal. But I will have to say, you know, up close, it does look pretty good, except for the spots that they missed. And we'll just set that cake right up here on the stand. And then next up, we have the bundt cake. And it looks to be in this molded in this chocolate colored plastic. I could see them using this as a jello mold too. But it's got some nice deco there on the top, some white, and I'm guessing red. And you can see, well, maybe you can see it on camera, but the little dots where it looks like it was either, you know, sprayed, painted on, or, you know, with an airbrush, or, you know, an inkjet. But I don't really see them using inkjet on this price point, but I don't know, it may be getting to the point now that they can. So let's put the bundt cake there on one of the little cake doodads. So next up we have this one, which is the which one is this? The flan cake, although it's much more decorated. No, this is not the flan cake. Which one is this? Maybe, oh, this is supposed to be the red velvet cake, I think. So, yeah, that's what this one is supposed to be, the red velvet cake. And again, it looks much different on the box than what it does here, but you know, it's not an actual picture of the stuff on the box. But you know, again, it's got that nice little bit of deco there on the top of it for some frosting and chocolate pieces. And that one I don't think will fit on the thing. This is the strawberry roll, and it does have kind of a very holiday look to it, but I'll have to say, you know, it looks okay. It's decorated nicely, and I don't see a lot of slop going on, but it's, you know, there's not a lot of deco going on either, but you know, that's not bad. So here we have, I know what this is. This is the cannoli. And again, it does have some nice deco. It just doesn't go all the way. So I can see that an issue with this line. But again, at the price point you're dealing with, Alright, next up, what is this? This is strawberries, right? Yes, strawberries. So again, that same deco. It's a soft, flexible plastic, like most of this stuff, except for the thicker things aren't very flexible, but the thinner things like this tray are. So, you know, these are like dipped or decorated strawberries. They have frosting and stuff on them, so, you know, not bad. Let's see. Let's do these cookies next. And that's what these are, is cookies. But they're some awfully big cookies. And they do have some nice deco on the tops of them. And again, you know, on the sides, not as much. So, you know, they're going down the belt. And they so quickly. But I will say they missed over here, but there's not a lot of slop off of stuff either. There's a little bit over here. But again, you know, for the price point, I think it's pretty good. That tray doesn't really fit. It kind of hangs over a bit. So let's see, what are we going to do next? Let's do this next, which is the berry cake. And from the looks of it, it's strawberry cake. And this is not deco on the sides of it. This is a sticker that's wrapped around it. There is some deco on the top though. And again, it's a nice looking piece. I think it is, at least. Next up, we have the cinnamon roll, and it looks like a big old cinnamon roll. It's got some nice deco on it. Not so much on the bottom, but it does have some nice molded detail there. Next to that. Here is, what is this one? Let's see. It's square cake. Sliced berry cake. And again, on the sides of it, it's a sticker that wraps around, but the top of it is decoed. And I have to say, you know, I mean, it's cake slice looking. So next up, what is this? Bonbons. So it's got a nice little bit of deco in there, and that could be a sticker. It's hard to tell. So there's that. Let's see. This is the slice of blueberry frosted cake. And I have to say, you know, they did a pretty good job on the deco for this one. And this one is all deco, no sticker. So this piece looks really nice. Again, there's some spots over here where the deco has been missed some, but overall, pretty darn good. And then what have we here? This is chocolate mousse. And this on the outside, around the edge of it, is a sticker. And then it does have some molded detail there in the top. So not horrible. Here we have the flan cake. And the outside edges of it is a sticker, just like some of the other ones. And then it does have some deco here on the top of it. So not a bad looking piece. I like that. So let's see, what do we have here? This is no, not berry mousse. I'm looking at the back of the package. And berry tart. This is a berry tart. And again, you know, on the top, looking down from it from the top, they did a pretty good job with the deck on it. You can see again around the edges where it's not as much deco as it should be. But, you know, that's not a bad looking piece. That really should have had a tray. Strawberry roll. Now, what is this? This is the berry mousse. And again, the outside of it is a sticker. And the inside of it does have some nice molded details in it. And some nice deco applications. And then finally we come to the two cupcakes, which are pretty much the same, just different decos on them. And as you can see, the deco is pretty much the same on this as it is the other stuff. There's spots where they got it really good, like when you look down on it and then you turn it to the side, and there's spots where it was missed. And then same thing for this one. I do like it's got the molded details in here in the side, the cupcake cup thingy. So, there you have it, my friends. I'll look at the accessories and their storage. For final ramblings on the Teeny Tinies 20-piece teeny dessert display, I have to say, you know, it's a $5 piece, and it feels like, I don't know, It feels like there's more deco than there should be at that price point. For the most part, it does have a good bit of molded detail. It has a nice rack that you can display all the wares on, or do something different if, you know, if that's what you want to do. And then it has the sign, which, you know, I could really take or leave because it doesn't really have much to it other than it's double dollars or single dollars, you know what I mean? Other than, you know, it lists a lot of the stuff. But the molded detail for the most part is really good. And then the decos are, it's almost there, guys. The decos are almost there. Just a little, you know, if they were to pay a little more attention to the deco, then, you know, this would be a top-notch piece. Now, as far as scale-wise, you know, some of the pieces might be a little bit big for 1/12 scale, and then some of them might not be. So there is scale variation, not just within the line itself of Teeny Tinies, but within the box. Because, I mean, those cupcakes are freaking huge for 1/12 scale. Those are like super giant cupcakes. So maybe, you know, those particular pieces would be better suited to a 1/6 scale display. But, you know, if you're gonna what I'm eventually gonna do, which is you know, you just use these as background pieces in a display or some photography, or, you know, something like that, then, you know, you're not going to be up close to it. The scale is not going to be quite that much of an issue, and you got a lot of nice little pieces that you can use. You can pick and choose. You can use them all. You can use part of them. The stuff that really doesn't scale well, you don't have to use it all. You know, that's whatever you do with your stuff, that's, you know, what you want to do with it. Now, you might not like these pieces. I like them. I think for $5 it's a good value, and I picked these up at Five Below, just like the Greek food and the backyard barbecue set that I picked up and covered a while back. And again, you know, the scale is kind of there and not there on those sets too. And I've got a couple more in the pipeline. So there is that. And, you know, again, I think it's a pretty good value. You know, you're getting what you pay for, essentially. And like I said, the deco stuff, it's almost there. It's almost there. Just a fraction of an inch off. They gotta fix that, but they won't, because, you know, that's how they keep these things at $5. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.